On a December night in 1997, 3 men drove through Power County, Idaho, looking to buy drugs. By the end of the weekend, one of them was missing. 2 days later, his body was found on the Fort Hall Indian Reservation. What followed centered on suspicion, a belief that he was cooperating with law enforcement, and a case that would end with 2 men facing the possibility of the death penalty.
Where is Power County?
Let me look it up.
Do you know the county's song?
No,
You don't?
no.
I do. And I love looking at license plates because of that. And I love that that's how our license plates go.
I expect you to sing it on here.
Ada, Adams, Bannock, Bear, Lake, Benwell, Bingham, Blaine, Boise, Bonner, Bonneville, Boundary, Butte, Camas, Canyon, Caribou, Cassia, Clark, Clearwater, Custer, Elmore, Franklin, Fremont, Jam, Gooding, Idaho, Jefferson, Jerome, Kootenai, Latah, Lamhi, Lewis, Lincoln, Madison, Minidoka, Nespers, Oneida, Owyhee, Payette, Power, Shoshone, Teton, Twin Falls Valley, Washington.
Good.
It's a lot of fucking counties. But that's one of those things as a kid that it never leaves you.
Yes. I love that.
And so in Idaho, our license plates, if someone is 2C, that's the second C county in alphabetically. 1A, Ada, Boise City. So you can know, like 2T, Twin Falls, you can know from someone's license plate what county they're from. And I love that.
I do love that we know. Little fun fact, you can tell where people are from here.
Yeah, very cool.
It's over by Pocatello. So it's kind of seated between...
Is it like right by the river?
It's between Burley and Pocatello.
Oh, I see.
And I did kind of suspect it was over there because of the Fort Hall Indian Reservation is over there. But yeah, I just wanted to look it up to make sure. I wasn't sure if it was above Blackfoot or not.
It's below it.
Yeah. American Falls.
And Power County makes
It's
sense.
very-
Is there? I'm pretty sure there's a dam there.
Yes, there is. Isn't the American, what is this? Yeah, it's American Falls Reservoir.
Yeah.
And there's a dam there.
And damn, folks. You
I
heard it here
guess-
first.
Yeah, the dam. There's the reservoir. There's the dam. It's called the American Falls Dam. Imagine that. So fucking creative.
Everyone's so creative. Anyway, Danny, everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Lethal Library. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Danny.
And we're here to tell you yet another true crime tale directly out of Idaho. It already sounds like a shit show and based on the intro. So,
And we know that there's drugs
involved.
and they are messing around.
When anyone's messing around, the crimes are so ridiculous that it's just like...
Because the paranoia, it's fucking weird.
Most people suck at doing crime in general, is
Yeah.
what I'll say. Everyone thinks that they're being smart. We have, even on Dateline and national news, it's so rare to even have someone that has thought through their crime. And even if they do, especially nowadays, you're not getting away with it. So you add meth into the mix? Absolutely not.
Sources used today are articles from the Times News, Coeur d'Alene Press, Bonner County Daily Bee, Shoshone News Press, Idaho State Journal, and that bitch, the Idaho Statesman.
Love her. Lots of sources today.
Yeah. It was kind of all over the place. And the Idaho Statesman actually was a very local story. So I got a few, as the court case rolled on and stuff, I got a little bit out of that from the Statesman, but Mostly it was these smaller newspapers.
Love it.
Local. On December 5th, 1997, Damon Knosp, 25, was riding in his Ford Explorer with Randy Williams, age 20, and Tyrell McKnight, 18, as the three drove through rural Power County in an effort to buy meth. Straight up, let's get to it. During that time, Williams and McKnight became suspicious Damon was cooperating with law enforcement after finding telephone numbers of prosecutors and judges in his daytimer. Do we need to explain daytimer?
Yes.
It's like a little calendar. They used
Like a day planner?
Yeah. But they actually were,
Like paper.
yeah, they're paper. 97.
Like a mini Rolodex, but not a Rolodex.
But there was places to put notes, and sometimes you could keep a pen in them. Like,
Very cutesy.
it was kind of like a tablet before tablets.
I think Staples Batty would have liked this.
They do still have daytimers. And I think daytimer is maybe a reference to like a Kleenex tissue.
Yeah.
I think a daytimer is like a name
That
brand.
brand. Yeah.
Okay.
She's that bitch.
The two spoke to others about their suspicion and said they were going to, quote, take care of him.
Ruh-roh. No, don't.
I don't
like
think
that.
Damon knew this.
Yeah, I don't like that.
The three continued driving until the vehicle was taken to an isolated rural area along Matt Road. If I have to say rural again,
We need another word because
Oh.
rural. Fuck you, rural.
there Damon was ordered out of the Explorer, his own truck,
And he's older.
yeah, and forced to remove his clothing so Williams and McKnight could check him for a recording device.
Messing around. This is very, very methamphetamine coated.
An altercation began when Damon took a golf club from the vehicle and swung it.
Shit.
Well, he's scared.
Yeah, he's like,
Okay,
this is my Explorer, bitch.
I took off my clothes. I'm not wearing any wires. Why are you coming at me? I'd be fucking frightened too. McKnight took the club from him and began striking him repeatedly in the body and head.
That fucking sucks.
The blows caused severe bodily injury and profuse bleeding. The golf club broke during the beating.
That means they were swinging that thing.
Hard. And it probably wasn't a graphite club.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, 97. Williams then retrieved another golf club from the vehicle,
Leave him alone.
exclaimed, "4," and struck Damon as he remained on the ground.
Now we're just being cruel. Like,
We're not done.
Oh, shit.
The assault continued as Damon attempted to defend himself and tried to get up. He was asked if he liked choking on his own blood and was forced to admit he was a confidential informant.
Because at that point, if you're being beaten, you're going to say whatever. And maybe
Whatever it
wasn't.
takes.
I would say that if someone said, if you just say that you're this, I'll stop.
Okay, take my
Sure.
truck, leave me out here.
Yeah. Sure am.
The beating continued with repeated blows to the head and body. Damon suffered multiple lacerations to the head and scalp and was left bleeding heavily as the assault carried on. At one point, Damon attempted to stand and run from the scene. Williams returned to the Ford Explorer and drove it towards him. The vehicle struck Damon and was driven over his body. Williams later admitted he had ran over him at least 3 times, while McKnight stated it occurred 5 times before Damon was unable to get up. So he was hitting him,
Right.
and then Damon was getting back up.
3 to 5 times. That's fucking ridiculous.
Abrasions later indicated the vehicle's tires had been spun out on Damon's leg.
Doing a fucking burnout?
On his leg. After the assault, Damon was left in a nearby field, badly beaten, but still breathing. Williams and McKnight then drove away in the Ford Explorer. They removed CDs and a stereo amp from the vehicle and discarded McKnight's bloody coat. The two then drove to the American Falls Reservoir and submerged the vehicle.
Oh.
After returning home, McKnight told others he had, quote, taken care of that long-haired narc. And also he said, quote, one less narc in town. And in the 90s, there was nothing worse than being a narc.
Yeah.
Like,
sure. But it's also very indicative of the times.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like
we took the CDs, like the big binder of CDs.
Yeah,
those were worth.
Oh, dude.
There was no Spotify. A nice collection of CDs. They were like $13 to $15 each at the time.
Right. And you had, just think about your library and Spotify. Yeah. No, that was a real investment. I remember when I finally let my boxes of CDs go. Mm-hmm. Boxes.
Yeah.
Probably 300 or 400 CDs because I'm like.
I know. And with the way things are going now, I'm like, I need my CDs back.
On December 7th, 1997, a hunter discovered Damon's body on the Fort Hall Indian Reservation. The body was found 2 days after Damon had been left in a field following the assault. Attention turned to locating Damon's Ford Explorer, which was not found at the scene because we know what happened to it. Investigators focused on a cove on the western side of the American Falls Reservoir where they believed the vehicle had been submerged. By December 14th, Randy Scott Williams and Tyrell Joseph McKnight, both of Pocatello, had been taken into custody and jailed on first-degree murder charges in the connection with Damon's death. At least they found him fast.
Yeah, and obviously
they were stupid telling people.
This was a drug-fueled
fuckery. Yeah, for sure. Search efforts continued at the reservoir as conditions worsened. The surface of the American Falls had frozen over after the vehicle entered the water. Divers from Power County and Bonneville County Sheriff's Departments located the Ford Explorer submerged on the west side of the reservoir. It was freezing over, so they were literally breaking ice to get to the vehicle. Investigators used demolition charges to break through the ice in order to access the vehicle. They had to use demolition charges to get through the ice, said Ed Geige. Okay. Idaho Department of Law Enforcement special agent in charge. They took quite a personal risk to get under there in those conditions. I would be so scared, even with full-on gear, to just be under ice. Like that cave diving stuff for
Hell no.
No.
I see those cave diving ones where they're like, you know, you got to get through this place and you can
hold your breath. I'll pull you through.
You can only take 1/10 of a breath because it's so tiny, but you just got to wiggle your way through.
I'm not going.
What the fuck? No. And dude, those cave diving TikToks, fuck that.
You're and some of these, they don't even have like scuba gear, right? So they're just.
And even if they do, you see some of the ones where they do, and they're going into these places where they're like, this is the wrong one. And they get stuck and
no.
Nightmare. Absolutely not. Pass.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. And I would never be with anyone that was their hobby. No. You fucking psychopath. No.
I bet you Jared would do it.
Jared, if you ever think about doing this, Adam, you can tell Jared.
It's a no-go for me.
It's a don't. It's a stop. It's a halt. Don't go. Don't pass go. Do not collect 200. Absolute no-go.
I couldn't even go very far into Cuna Caves because of it. No, I'm not getting stuck. Okay.
I don't like that shit.
I digress. The vehicle was recovered and investigators continued to gather more evidence in the case. In February of 1998, Power County prosecutor Paul Lagus filed a motion stating his intention to seek the death penalty in the murder of Damon Knosp. I'm glad I go by first names because I don't know how long I could say that.
It's a tough one.
Williams and McKnight remained in jail without bond following their arrests in December. I hope it hurt you drying out. I hope it hurt.
I'm sure it did.
After Damon had been bludgeoned with golf clubs and ran over with his own vehicle.
Fuckery.
A jury trial in the 6th District Court was scheduled to begin May 12th. In March, 6th District Judge Peter McDermott ordered that Williams and McKnight would face separate trials in the case, which is good because it just limits appealing. That little bit of effort, I just feel like it opens the door to an appeal. Just, nope.
Yeah.
With the proceedings divided, trial dates were set for June 9th and July 28th. Lagus was given time to determine which case would be tried first and later decided to proceed against Williams on first-degree murder charges first. McKnight's trial remained scheduled for July 28th. The prosecution continued to pursue the death penalty. And sometimes this doesn't hammer out. Sometimes when they get closer to trial, they're like,
I'll stop. Yeah.
because the 90s were a hot mess.
Very much.
There was stuff going on in the Supreme Court. I think the Supreme Court vacated a lot of them in 2002 for the state of
But
Idaho.
the heat was...
It was there. We all know how long it takes for, well, maybe not. It takes a long time for the Supreme
Court.
Court.
Known that
It was,
things were
there was
moving.
issues and people were filing.
People were going to be in trouble.
But they didn't care. They're still going.
They're like, and what?
Speaking of, Idaho this last week just passed a law that convicted child offender. How do I say that?
Child sex offender?
Yeah, thank you. Child sex offenders can get the death penalty with aggravating circumstances here. Bang, bang.
Listen, Idaho is crazy. I agree with this.
Don't be touching little kids, you sick fuck.
Around. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how that goes forward. There's been some cases in other states where they tried to do that, but it was, and this is just me just on brief. I haven't dug into this deep, but other states, it was rejected by the Supreme Court. I just said, let's go. We don't play. They're going to try it again. They're going to test that. So
I love to see that.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Some of y'all that are in on the Duggar things recently, and I'm not even super in tune, but I know that it's in Florida, which has very, very, very strict laws on that, whatever.
And should.
The Duggars, and I don't give a fuck.
Keep your hands to your fucking self, you sick fucks.
Like, anyway, I can get down with it.
In April, issues arose over the exchange of forensic evidence. McKnight's attorney, Rob Knatz, had not received the forensic reports or a copy of the autopsy results, and McDermott ordered the state forensic laboratory and pathologist to provide the materials by May 8th or risk having the evidence excluded. And we see this sometimes in these small counties, right? They're sending it off. I mean, we've had cases where they have to send it off to another state.
Yeah, we don't have that.
We didn't have the technology, especially, back. I mean, obviously we've improved over the years. The technology is more accessible, but this is back in the day.
Yeah,
we had to send it off. Yeah. Lagus objected to the deadline, stating that the state was still awaiting results from testing on specks of blood on grain stalks and blood spots on the cars.
Sure.
Attorneys for both men sought to move the trials out of Power County because of the extensive publicity surrounding the case. Go for it, I say. I'm a big fan of that.
Move it.
Williams' attorney, George Southworth, and Knatz requested a change of venue, and McDermott agreed to consider the motions. The judge also granted a request to bar the news media, witnesses, and spectators from an April 23rd hearing in Pocatello on whether certain evidence against Williams should be suppressed.
I don't know about all that.
I don't know how I feel about it. I think that should be public information.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we deserve to know.
I would rather have it be open to the public, be reporting on it, find a jury from another county.
Yeah.
I mean, Steph just sang the song. There's like a gazillion counties here. Go find somebody.
We can find somebody.
Yeah. And it's not, I mean, even Ada County is a couple hours away.
Mm-hmm. And you can find easy housing, like.
Yeah. Rent them a big Airbnb.
Didn't have that then. But
I know, but
there were still houses that could be rented. Yeah. It was just.
But I don't think, like, these trials, maybe, well, there's 2 trials. Anyways, I will let that go.
Yeah, it's a lot.
To support the request for a change of venue, Southworth subpoenaed copies of Idaho State Journal articles about Damon's killing and the charges against Williams and McKnight, along with broadcast footage from television stations and articles published in the Power County Press.
Wow.
Power County Press was not on newspapers.com. I wish I could have got a
small joint.
I wish I could have got a hold of those. Because some of these small towns,
they are wilding out.
Yeah. During the proceedings, McDermott asked Lagus whether he intended to pursue the death penalty if either defendant was convicted. Quote, "I guess it's time to fish or cut bait," the judge said. Lagus responded that although he had filed the motion allowing for the option of seeking the death penalty, he had not yet decided whether he would ask the court to impose the sentence.
And the judge is like, well, I'm asking you what the fuck we're doing here.
Yeah. Because they're
Where are we going?
Yeah. Let's go fish or cut
bait.
Yeah, let's go. And this was a horrific crime.
Absolutely.
I mean, I could see how the death penalty, this is aggravating circumstances for sure. They ran over the man
many times in his own vehicle. And after he was already stripped naked.
After he already said, "Fine, I am."
Just to get them off of him, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I feel like if he really was, it would have come out in the discovery. Yeah. And even if he was, you can't
go murdering about it, kids.
You can't be taking their own vehicle and running them over with it 5 times.
Doing burning.
Not even 1 time. Yuck.
In June 1998, as the proceedings moved forward in 6th District Court, Randy Williams entered a guilty plea in the killing of Damon, halting his first-degree murder trial. The plea was made under an arrangement with Power County Prosecutor Paul Lagus, in which the state would not seek the death penalty. Williams also pleaded guilty to a weapons charge and faced a sentence of life in prison.
Damn. Still even with the plea.
Yeah.
They said, all right.
We're not going to kill you, but you're not going nowhere.
Yeah. You'll be here a while.
Yeah. During the hearing, Williams recounted that he, Damon, and McKnight had been driving around Power County on the night of the killing when an argument ensued. The 3 got out of the vehicle and all wielded golf clubs.
Oh my God.
And Damon was killed during the altercation.
That's an interesting way to put it. And I don't know that I believe that. Like, how is everyone getting to the golf bag at the same... It's an interesting picture to think of like, everyone now has a sword, but it's a golf club. How did that really happen? I don't... If I'm grabbing a golf club, am I going to let someone else get into the same place and grab... Like, no, I'm going to kick them off. I don't know.
I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it either.
At that point, Damon's sister, Gina Knosp, spoke about the decision. It was a hard decision, said Gina. And the statement came as the family watched the trial stop. They were starting the trial, and the family was all there, and they shift to a plea agreement, ending the possibility of the death penalty in exchange for the life sentence. She goes, that was hard to like go through all that. You get yourself.
You're trying to prepare for a full
absolutely.
trial.
And we all know that the family was probably prepared to testify.
Yes.
And defend their brother, son, other family members, friends.
Yeah, and just hoping to see all that evidence laid out.
Yeah.
To know, even when you lose someone, if it's in a violent way, just being able to know what the hell happened.
You can process it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your imagination runs wild.
It's gone.
I couldn't even imagine. Like, no, just tell me what happened. Let me process it. Let me cope and
being able
deal.
to hear evidence, even though it's going to be nasty and gnarly with defense, trying to,
justify.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that had to be hard on the family, but something must have happened between the prosecution and the defense. So the defense would have been like, bro, this is not going to look good for you. This isn't going to look good for you. So death penalties on the line, you might want to consider a plea.
Yeah.
I'm seeing what's laid out here. So Tyrell McKnight remained charged in the case with a jury trial scheduled for July. The following week, McKnight also entered a guilty plea to first-degree murder.
The dominoes fall.
Yes, and the use of a deadly weapon in connection with Damon's death. Lagas stated that he would not seek the death penalty for either man. During the hearing, McKnight told 6th District Judge Peter McDermott that he and Williams believed Damon to be a drug informant and intended to check him for a recording device. McKnight stated that Williams grabbed a golf club and began striking Damon, and that Williams ran over him multiple times with his own car before Damon was unable to get up. Quote, I didn't know what was happening, and I was angry to a point where I couldn't control it, McKnight said. Don't give a fuck, you murdering son of a...
This is just wild, like just trying to put yourself...
I couldn't
It's one
stop.
thing to hit someone with a car one time, and I'm not even excusing that, but I could understand like how in Texas they have the crime of passion or whatever. Maybe that would fall under that.
Lifetime.
Just like there's been many murder cases where it's like if there's a gun that has to be cocked, and you have to cock it and shoot,
Then that's
and
premeditation.
cock it and shoot and cock it. So each time, it's not like, oh, I boom, 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 trigger happy, didn't know what to do. No, it's a cognizant effort. And so I feel like this is exactly that. Imagine putting your vehicle into reverse and drive that many times. Or however, if you're chasing someone and like coming back and hitting them, that's a lot of time to think about it. And maybe be like,
Don't do drugs, kids.
am I on a little too much meth right now? I'm feeling some strong emotions. I don't know.
He was just out of he couldn't control it. I just hate those kind of excuses. I'm sorry. I just I would rather have him not fucking say anything.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Don't care how you were feeling. Really don't. Shut the fuck up.
Don't try to justify that because that's
Right.
bullshit.
And by him saying he couldn't control, he was trying to justify.
Yeah. And if you go away, if you can't control yourself enough to not run over people, why the fuck would a judge want to let you out anywhere? You're not helping yourself, bud.
In August 1998, Randy Williams and Tyrell McKnight were each sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murder of Damon. At separate sentencing hearings, so many syllables, 6th District Judge Peter McDermott told both men they have forfeited their right to live in free society.
Yup.
People need to step up to the plate for their conduct, McDermott told Williams before announcing the sentence. Knopf's family expressed satisfaction with the outcome following the hearings. We feel that justice has been served and they won't hurt anybody again, Gina said.
Sure, hope so. Yeah, put him away.
Family members had previously stated that they hoped the two would receive the death penalty, but decided a guilty plea in exchange for life in prison was just. In November 1998, both men sought to have their sentences reduced, but McDermott refused to reconsider the terms. The court upheld the original sentences of life without parole after reviewing the circumstances of the killing. Yeah. You fucked it up.
You done fucked up.
In October 2000, the Idaho Court of Appeals upheld the life sentences imposed on McKnight. Chief Judge Darrell Perry wrote in a unanimous opinion that the issue was not whether a different sentence could have been imposed, but whether the sentence was excessive under any reasonable view of the facts. The issue before this court is not whether the sentence is one that we would have imposed, but whether the sentence is plainly excessive under any reasonable view of the facts, Perry wrote. If reasonable minds might differ as to whether the sentence is excessive, we are not free to substitute our view for that of the district court. You're burnt. At sentencing, McDermott stated that Damon had suffered extensively before his death. Mr. Knopf suffered greatly before death mercifully came to him, McDermott said. Both men have forfeited their right to live in a free society.
I think 100%. And listen, I know you might have been on drugs, but just the brutality of it.
And for the judge to say that his merciful death, because he was still alive. They left him out there alive. Yeah. And he just laid there and
had to fucking die that way.
That's a horrible.
In your own car, taking your friends out to go and look for little drugs.
Have a little party out in the desert.
And they are like, you're a narc. And I cannot imagine the fear that comes with that.
And he literally, I mean, not that it would be justified in any way, but they had him take off all of his clothes and he didn't have any wires or anything on him.
But that doesn't matter to a crackhead. Crackheadedly doing crackheaded things. And so if that's what you're doing, and again, it's just the repetitive nature of it, listen, I can understand maybe if you punched someone and knocked them out and it ended up killing them, that is different than doing something repeatedly to kill someone. I can totally believe that.
He yelled "4" when he hit him with a golf club.
We're just being assholes at this point.
Dicks.
Yeah, fuck off.
And the Court of Appeals agreed with the lower court's determination. The gravity of the offense in this instant was sufficiently egregious to justify the district court's conclusion.
Agree.
Big words for me. Multi-syllables.
Good job, Danny.
In a separate ruling, the appellate court upheld the conviction and sentence of Williams, rejecting arguments that the punishment was excessive despite his background, which included drug abuse, criminal activity, and a history of violence.
You done fucked up.
The court weighed those factors against the severity of the crime. Yeah. Sorry about your life, bro, but you can't go fucking murdering about it.
They're taking it into account, and you cannot be doing this shit, people.
Judge Karen Lansing wrote that Williams inflicted a protracted beating in which the victim was terrorized and tortured and mocked during the attack.
Yeah, it was personal.
The court also noted Williams exhibited antisocial personality traits and had a criminal history that included a prior felony conviction and multiple misdemeanors.
You can't be out here hanging out with the rest of us, you fucking weirdo.
The court affirmed that both men would remain in prison for the rest of their lives.
I don't feel bad about it. And I feel like I know that everyone was young here, but that type of depravity, especially And I'm not excusing folks nowadays that, play video games that are killing people games, Call of Duty, whatever. I feel like that does affect people, especially those that are vulnerable. I'm not saying it's the cause of violence at all. But this was a time where that wasn't a factor. And so doing things like this, I feel is even more fucked up at this point in time because people weren't desensitized in the same way that they might be now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The meth does different things to your brains, kids. Don't do drugs.
Don't
okay?
be messing around. 0 out of 10 stars. Do not. No.
Tara McKnight is currently 46 and in the Idaho State Correctional Center. Randy Williams is 48 and he is in custody at the Saguaro Correctional Center in Arizona.
We go there a lot, it seems like.
They just shipped, he's down there with Alfredo Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck
you, Alfredo.
Yeah, by the way, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
They just shipped another, I think they said 200 inmates down there.
Shit.
Because this is a paid prison. It's not like Arizona State Prison. It's a contract prison. They're just like, and they're frankly just out of room here. Mm-hmm. So these long-termers like this, like they're going to die in prison. They're like, look.
Could you imagine that when you're in the prison system that you can just be shipped anywhere? And listen, I'm not saying I feel sorry, but
I'm glad. You know why? Because these boys are from here. Well, these men, these boys were from here. Good. Ship them off.
You thought you weren't getting visits now?
Yeah.
Are they going to come visit you in Arizona?
Mm-mm.
If they weren't, they probably weren't visiting you here to begin with.
And look, I think that the prison system is a racket as far as like
whole fucking
as far as like what they do to families and how much they charge for stuff. But for murderers, different story.
Yeah.
If you're in there because you sold some pot.
Yeah, I don't like any of that.
No.
That shouldn't be a thing.
Their families go broke.
Just trying to facilitate their lives.
And just to keep in contact. But murderers?
Yeah, murderers.
Rapists, all your bad people.
I
don't care if you ever talk to your family again. I don't care. But you see these people that get tripped up on these stupid
pot charge,
especially in Idaho because pot's illegal here. They get tripped up on these pot charges and they're in prison for 10 years.
They're paying the same type of prices for just to communicate with their family. The cash bail system, they can't get out to continue. They're not a dangerous criminal, but they can't get out on bail. Mm-hmm. No.
Nor can they buy fucking shampoo because it's $10 a bottle
for a tiny Pantene.
Yeah. Fucking dumb.
Anyway, lots of problems in the world these days, and we're just getting through it just like you guys are. And
this was a short one, but because of course, I love the trial part of it, right?
I thought it was good in that part.
But just the depravity of this, I was like, they were
betrayal.
Ugh.
And just crack-headed fuckery. Really, I don't know.
But I'm also was very excited that these fuckers are literally no possibility of parole.
Yeah, bye.
It's my favorite.
Rot.
You don't deserve anything.
We hope that you rot peacefully in your cell.
Actually, miserably. Thank you.
Anyway, you guys can reach us at thelethalibrary@gmail.com. You can see us on TikTok, Facebook, wherever you want. We are also on YouTube now. If you would like to watch us visually, sure. We're there. We're there now. If you have any feedback or case recommendations, let us know. Anyway, 10-4, Ducky.
Fuck yeah.